G'day Super Coaches and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Super Coach Reaper, also known as Scott, and in this video I'll be giving you my top 10 prediction for the 2021 midfielders sorted by total points. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Coming in first place, I have Lockheed Neal from the Brisbane Lions with a predicted average of 125 points. He had a career best season in 2020 where he averaged close to 135, and he has a 3-year average of close to 124 points, which ranks second in the entire competition, so you can understand why he comes in at number 1. In second position, I have the Bull, Piggy Oliver from the Melbourne Football Club with a predicted average of 121 points. He has a 3-round average of 115 and has been extremely consistent every year. He has ability to post mammoth scores, but he also never drops below 80 points, and if he does, it's only once a year, so you can definitely lock him in at that second position. Coming in third is Jackson Mcrae from the Western Bulldogs with a predicted average of 119. Mcrae has averaged 124 points over the last 3 years, which ranks first in the competition, so you can see why he'll be a very popular pick, and that's why he'll come into my top 3 calculations. Coming in at fourth, I have Patraca Crips, who had a down year in 2020 where he only averaged 97 points, but prior to last year he averaged 117 and 115 I believe, so I can see him averaging somewhere around 115 this year. He had his injury worries last season, so if he's fully fit this year and he plays well in the preseason games, I can see him really elevating back to that high level that he was showing us in 2018, 2017, so we can lock him in for a top 5 finish. Coming in fifth position is Jack Steele, who had a breakout year last year where he averaged 122 points. He's now co-captain of the St Kilda Football Club, and with the addition of Brad Crouch, I can see him averaging somewhere around 115, but I can't see him reaching the heights of 2020. In sixth position, I have Titch, Tommy Mitchell from Hawthorne, who has had some shoulder concerns so far this pre-season. The plan for him is to play one VFL game before round 1, and if he gets through that unscathed, he will line up in the round 1 team. So we just have to keep a close eye on that, but he seems like he'll be a very reliable pick, and he's also a consistent scorer, so we can lock him in for a top 10 finish too. Coming in seventh position is Zacky Merritt from the Essendon Football Club. He's out of contract at the end of the year, so I think he'll be doing whatever he can to have the best year possible. He had a top season in 2020 where he averaged 115.5 points, which is his best yet. I can see him averaging somewhere around that again, so I've got him listed here at the predicted average of 113 points. In 8th position, I have Bontanpelli, who has a 3-year average of 111, so he's been pretty consistent, and I can see him averaging somewhere around 111, 112 again this year. With the addition of Trelaw, I think that Bontanpelli will spend more time forward because he's very damaging inside 50, which may limit his scoring a bit. That's why I like Jackson Mcrae more. But there's no denying that Bontanpelli is a good scorer. He does have low scores as well, so we've got to keep that in mind. In 9th position, I have Patraca from the Melbourne Football Club, coming out of a 2020 breakout season where he averaged 121 or somewhere around that. Probably not quite that much, I can't remember, sorry, but his 3-year average has been 93. Obviously that's lower than everyone else because he only broke out last year, but he looks fully fit again and he looks like he's going to tear the competition apart. I can see him scoring well as usual, but I don't see him averaging the same as he did in 2020, so I've got him down to about 110. And in 10th position, this is a bit of an odd one, probably not many people would consider this bloke, but I've got Mcrae there at the moment. He's still in his prime as well, but he does have some injury concerns nearly every year. But if he has his body right by round 1 and he plays well in the pre-season, I believe Crouchy and Rory Laird will be a great combination in the midfield there, where Rory can release Matty Crouch on the outside, where he can use his foot skills to the best of his ability, and he will win a lot of the ball as well. So his 3-year average of 105 is kind of a little underwhelming, but I can see him averaging 110 this year, and that's why I've snuck him into my top 10 calculations. And for the best of the rest, I've got Josh Kelly, who I believe will average 115, but he does not make the top 10 list because I don't think he'll play enough games. His durability is an issue, and I just don't trust him, so he doesn't make the list. I've also got Nat Fyfe there at around 110 points per game, but with the young Freo brigade coming through in that midfield with Chera, Valenti, Brayshaw and Sarong, I think he'll be spending more time forward this year, which will limit his scoring. And for the remaining players like Taylor Adams, Andrew Gaff, Travis Boak, Mitch Duncan, players like that, I believe will average somewhere between 105 to 110, so they don't quite make the list. You never know, they might have breakout years as well, and they could surprise plenty of us. There you have it, that's my top 10 prediction for the midfield via total points in 2020. Let us know what you think of my list and tell us your top 10 predictions. It'll be interesting to see what you'll have to say. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the comments. See you later.